The first thing on the checklist is book your travel right now before you're priced out of your summer vacation.
Yep. And then you're not going nowhere.
Yeah, priced out because the rates are soaring.
Absolutely.
The closer you get to any time of year, the rates will rise.
But especially
summer and holiday season.
Yes.
So honestly, if you think about holiday travel, book that
now too. Especially if you gotta go. Like if you have to go somewhere, start getting it on the books. But summer, if you want to just do your cute little getaways, let's start planning those days now because them prices are high. Like
they are.
I just was speaking with a client, like they were like, we're open to summer dates. And I'm like, well, the budget needs to be a little more open too because the prices are way higher, especially to those tropical destinations.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly Sexy.
I'm your co-host Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Guys, I mean, summer's almost here at this point.
Summer is here for
me.
I'm in the summer now.
Yes. I mean, the outfits may still be giving spring because hello weather. Any day now, please and thank you. But the summer is almost here. So today's episode is your summer travel checklist, okay? Yes. The things you need to be doing now in order to prepare for summer travel, all right? But of course, before we jump into that, a little bit of gotta smell from our inbox to yours. What is happening in the world of travel, Jazz?
Yes. So just a disclaimer, y'all. My allergies are killing me, so I might sound a little raspy. But this week's gotta smell is the best airlines in the U.S. according to Forbes. And I'm not gonna lie, the list was surprising.
I mean, it is according to Forbes. So
I mean, they are a top player.
I was gonna say credibility. A1.
Which also was interesting. I was like, this isn't just like any list, formulated by like maybe a travel blog or whatever. Like this was a legit list. So number one was Delta, which not surprised.
Sure. And these are U.S. based airlines?
Yes, so the best U.S. airlines. Yeah. Number two, your fave.
Yeah, go ahead, tell them.
Spirit, y'all.
And I'm not surprised, okay? Because I've been trying to tell y'all.
I can't lie. Number two is heavy. Like,
listen,
I was not expecting Spirit to come in number two.
I'm not surprised.
I was like, that's why I featured this as Gotta Smell. I saw that and was like, I guess we changed their minds.
I'm just saying, because I keep telling y'all that Spirit be knocking some of your faves out the park. And now the tea is teeing. The facts are facting.
Period. Spirit came in at number two.
Go ahead now. Go ahead.
And then some of our faves, well, just like what I would think is everyone's faves, made their way to the bottom. So 7 was JetBlue. And this was a list of 11.
Yeah.
So 7 was JetBlue. Frontier was 10.
Which, I'm sorry, but that's about right. That's about right. I know them your people, Jasmine, but
10 is crazy out of 11.
Listen. Frontier don't ever do it for me.
2 for Spirit, 10 for Frontier. Just had my mind like, what happened?
They are not created equal. They are not created equal.
Fair. That is fair. I just didn't think that Frontier would go that low.
And I did, though.
But they did make me mad last year. So I feel like they made a lot of people mad last year in the data shows.
We got a Frontier flight coming up, and I'm just scared.
Like fingers crossed, Hopefully we make that destination.
It was $40. Like, what you gonna do? Round trip.
Another one of your faves that surprised me. American came in at number 9.
If you've been around here for a little while, we already know that I have a love-hate relationship with American Airlines. So their ranking on this list also does not surprise me.
Number 9, I thought they would have came in the top 5.
No, because if you've been on an American flight lately, and I'm going to exclude our Columbia flights because those were exceptional experiences. Yeah. But I am a frequent American and Spirit flyer because they have a lot of flights out of Philadelphia. And in comparison to experience, we're specifically talking about experience on these two airlines, for me, Spirit knocks them out of the park. The service, customer service
is
where is the difference in this list. And I understand why number 1 and number 2 are what they are.
I agree.
It's the service.
Definitely the service.
Yeah, and American, I love y'all, but everybody's jaded.
Number 9 is tough. Y'all gotta win us back, low them prices. And I did see the prices have been a little lower.
Yeah.
So I think that they hear us.
They trying to get you back on the plane to maybe experience whatever new implementations that they had.
Hopefully they roll out some better customer service.
Because otherwise, they're going to stay.
Yeah, at number 9. And last on the list, which again, I was surprised. This list was very surprising for me. Southwest was 11.
You know, I know some people are like Southwest stands.
I know people who like Southwest love Southwest.
I personally have never flown Southwest to know what the hype may be or may not be. But I do know that I don't want to just be running to a seat and hoping to sit in it.
It's so chaotic.
Because that's their thing.
I flew Southwest maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Like, I don't like craziness. It's just chaotic. But again, people who love Southwest are used to it. It's fine for them. They see nothing wrong with it. So I was surprised that they came in last because I know a lot of people who are Southwest fans.
Yeah. I read a book on customer service back when I was getting my master's, and it was called The 10 Rules of Customer Service by Lee Crockwell. And it highlighted the amazingness of Southwest in their customer service. Like it explained why they were such a good airline and why so many people were so interested in them.
Yeah.
And so I'm also surprised that they are number 11, like at the bottom of the list of 11 airlines.
I was surprised.
But I do think that if this was somehow survey based, I will say that the people on the survey were probably affected by that instance where last, not the Christmas that just passed, but the one the year before when Southwest canceled all of those flights.
Yeah.
And everybody was stranded. They had to give all this money back and all this stuff. So
I know a lot of people still got Southwest credits from that.
Yes. So like if this was survey based and depending on when the survey was conducted, I could see people being jaded by Southwest and ranking them last. We don't know what the indications are. I do know that number 1 and number 2 is correct.
That's what Forbes is saying. So, I mean, best airlines in the U.S.
Now, I will say Delta with the flights.
Them prices.
You fly Delta, call me because you got
the loyalty. That's where Delta gets you, like you said, customer service. That loyalty when you're a Delta like
Sky Miles. Yeah.
That's where they get you.
Yeah.
And like obviously Delta has great service as well. But I think they really lock in with that loyalty.
They do. And the people that have loyalty with Delta,
they committed.
They don't fly with nobody else.
Committed. They committed. They got you locked in.
They do. You're like, if I don't fly with them, then I don't earn miles to keep this loyalty. So then I'm doing myself
exactly. So all your money, all your flights goes to them.
I see what you did there, Delta.
They do great service, great, customer service.
So yeah, interesting list, but
very interesting.
Number 1 and number 2 is correct. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Delta and Spirit, yep, yep. Tried to tell you.
Spirit number 2.
Come
see
on,
y'all.
Tried to tell you. Also, friendly reminder: no matter what airline you finna take, you need to meet us in Bali.
Period. Because we going to Bali.
Because we're going to Bali. Again, October 25th to November the 1st. Your faves here at 𝗕𝗏𝗄 are going to Bali.
And it's officially live.
Yes.
So you can secure your spot now. While it's still spots.
While there's still spots.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So we'll see you in Bali.
Yes, click the link in the show notes. Look at the itinerary because it's giving.
It's loaded.
It is locked and loaded and giving. And then meet us in Bali.
Period. I mean, technically that wouldn't be, that's like post-summer, fall travel.
Yeah.
But we still got more travels this summer.
That's cool. So in that case, let's break it down. This summer travel checklist.
Yes. It's your girls of 𝗕𝗶𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗶𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗕𝗶𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍, shoot us an email at info@𝗕𝗶𝒂𝒃𝒊𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
Yes. Because I know y'all sitting at home thinking, it's only May.
I got
it's
time.
a late April. You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
You actually should have.
I was going to say, you low-key should have had your summer travels booked in the winter.
Yes.
But
and I'm suffering that right now.
Yeah, because we about to get right into that first one of why we're all now kind of suffering. That's why it's like now.
Right now, after you listen to this.
Yeah. The first thing on the checklist is book your travel right now before you're priced out of your summer vacation.
Yep. And then you're not going nowhere.
Yeah, priced out because the rates are soaring.
Absolutely.
The closer you get to any time of year, the rates will rise.
But especially
summer and holiday season.
Yes.
So honestly, if you think about holiday travel, book that
now too. Especially if you gotta go. Like if you have to go somewhere, start getting it on the books. But summer, if you want to just do your cute little getaways, let's start planning those days now because them prices are high. Like
they are.
I just was speaking with a client, like they were like, we're open to summer dates. And I'm like, well, the budget needs to be a little more open too because the prices are way higher, especially to those tropical destinations.
Yes. And it's like, it's interesting because summer is a tricky time of year when you're traveling to the Caribbean. I'll say this because technically it's low season in the Caribbean, meaning, it's not as populated, even though it would feel as populated. I still don't know how that works, but it's low season in the Caribbean. However, it's like high season for airfare because everybody's on break and doing this and doing that. So obviously everyone's traveling. So your flight is high AF, but technically your accommodations may be reasonable.
Lower, exactly. Yep.
So whatever it is, you need to be doing it now.
Right now. Secondly, and this is very important because a lot of people don't know this, double check your passport expiration date.
Please.
A lot of us, with those expiration dates, they're like, oh yeah, like, I got to the month before to go renew it. Like that's next year. June is 6 months from
next year.
So if you're planning to go somewhere this summer internationally and your passport expires in 2025, it's time for you to go renew.
Yeah. You definitely want to be very, very mindful of expiration dates on passports. Most importantly for obviously for international travel because it's a passport, but because some destinations require your passport to be valid for 6 to 8 months of the return date on your itinerary.
Yep.
So if you think I'm about to go somewhere in June and your passport expires in January, you possibly could be denied entry into that country because you don't have enough time on your passport.
Yep. And they're going to let you book it. It's not going to tell you.
And they're going to let you get there.
You're going to get there and they're going to look and be like, oh, yeah, no. And a lot of people don't know that, So I think paying attention to that expiration date, but also knowing the rule of where you're going and how
much lead time.
Exactly. How much leeway you actually have with that. And right now, I think it's about 6 to 8 weeks for a regular application.
Yeah, to get it processed.
About a 3 weeks processing time if you expedite. So if you do have something that's coming up immediately and you have a date that's end of this year, early next year, just renew.
Please.
Rather be safe than sorry.
And Mel, I'll tell you, I'm currently struggling on when because I don't have a passport that's about to expire, but I do have a passport that's about to be finished its pages. And that's another thing to consider because some destinations require you to have 1 to 2 empty pages, especially destinations that require visas to enter them because they typically will put the visa on a full page. So I'm currently running into that issue where I'm trying to navigate around.
Like, can we squeeze a few more? Can you put it on that page?
Yeah.
And you also have to be mindful of they do what they want.
They do what they want. So you done took up a whole page.
They can take up a whole page with a tiny stamp in the middle.
Killing me.
put it diagonal if they want to.
Pages are precious.
So
killing me, Smalls.
That's really the heck. Like,
literally. So also be mindful of that. If your passport is about to expire, but your number of pages are about to be done, that's also a grounds for get that Jones situated.
That's a Tosh problem.
And and I'm also concerned.
We cannot relate.
I'm like, when can I actually go to renew this?
Right. And no one knows around you because we're like, girl, I got 60 more pages. Like,
but my challenge is I don't have enough time between trips to renew because you technically got to give them your passport.
Well, maybe you should go renew like we're telling them.
I know. This is like, I'm literally having an aha moment on this podcast.
Yeah, your sign. She's going to be renewing her passport.
Because what am I going to do
this summer? Because, that's too risky.
I don't have, I got travel every 2 weeks.
And then Bali. So,
girl.
She's going to get a new passport. And so are you if you need one.
Next on the checklist is, we done told you before, we're going to tell you again, go ahead and sign up for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry, whichever you decide, which we say Global Entry because it gets you TSA PreCheck. Mm-hmm. But sign up for that if you're planning to travel this summer because the security lines are fitting to be long.
Everybody's outside. You have to think that everybody is available. Mm-hmm. Everybody makes more time in the summer. Mm-hmm. You have those family vacations. The children are on summer break. So there are way more people that are able to travel.
Correct.
So think of customs times. Everybody's outside.
Yes. So if you are a person that,
oh my gosh.
Look, you're thinking about it.
It makes me think about Cartagena and how it was in February. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, can you imagine that in the summer, like in July? Oh my God. And it's so hot. Oh my God.
I don't want to imagine because it sounds like a torture chamber.
Do what you can do to get around. Another bonus to add to that, I would say, is like, if the airport has some type of expedited track that you can add on, purchase that. Like Club Mobe, for instance, in Montego Bay Airport, where, they'll come get you, help you with the passport process, have you seated, you can get light snacks, drinks, etc. And they also have transportation options. Right. So depending on where you're going, I would look into that as well because it's certainly worth the add-on instead of having to go through
the destination. Yeah. But I mean, if you don't want to wait in line, long lines, or
they're gonna be long.
If you get anxiety from crowds, or if you're just like an impatient person
like me,
do yourself a favor and get one of these airport services, PreCheck or Global Entry, preferably Global Entry.
Yes,
so that your summer travels can be a little less daunting. Additionally, I'll say I just read they are about to raise the price on Global Entry.
Ooh.
I know. So currently it's $99 for a 5-year membership. They finna take it up to $125.
Dang.
I don't know when, but it's coming.
I wonder if they'll honor it for renewal rates.
There's usually a discounted rate for renewal anyway.
Because I'm like, don't do that.
But it could be that the renewal rate
might
be
go
$99
up $25
because the renewal rate is currently, I think, $79
or
something like that.
Yeah.
So child, keep that
in
mind.
Now.
Do it now.
Get your little 5 years in.
Do it now because you heard today.
Yeah.
Save your little $25.
Next would be apps. Download the airline app. It just makes it so much easier. You get your flight information. You get all your delays, cancellations, any alerts. And obviously we know with summer, it's notorious for delays and cancellations.
Yeah.
It's so much going on. It just all from the same result. It's a lot more people out.
Yes.
So ultimately there may be a delay due to staff overworking and needing a break or stuff like that.
Them flights
are going out. Yeah. So with that being said, just have the app so that way you're not bouncing around when your gate changes and you didn't get the email and now you got to run over and you miss your flight. So get the most up-to-date alert with the apps because texts and emails, they send them out when they can.
And they're delayed too.
Yeah, they send that out when it goes out.
Based on whatever's going on or whatever carrier you have or whatever service is like you can't rely on that. But the notifications on the apps,
they connected with the flight
directly. Are honestly a godsend. I remember when we were sitting in Miami and we got the alert on our app that the flight and the gate had changed. we were still sitting at the original gate because it was just more quiet and we just didn't want to be
chilled
bothered.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw like a couple of people coming over, sitting there like, okay, this is where we're boarding. Clearly they not received the notification.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And they just like, what's going on? Where everybody at? We missed the flight.
The nice lady that Jasmine is, she walked over to them and gave them the tea.
Yes.
But again, that could have been you.
Yeah, now you just sitting there like, did I miss my flight? Am I waiting?
Might have not had a
and
Jasmine.
They boarding. Right, and you just sitting there. And even with that, there's some apps like that will let you know we're boarding right now. We're at this group, like, you know.
American is good with that.
If you are a person who's like in the lounge or like stopping at the bar while you're in the airport, have the app so that way you're like, oh crap. They've been boarding for 3 minutes. I need to go.
Yeah, because that's me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I got a little time.
I got a little time. I'm group 3, group 4. I got a little bit of time.
Exactly. Like I just started. Take one more drink.
Take one more. Give me one more cocktail, bartender.
Literally.
Next up on our summer travel checklist is book high demand activities now.
Yes.
So if you know you've been wanting to do this experience in this destination forever and it is on your bucket list, please just go ahead and rock out today. Like, lock it in, because the reality is, if you want to do it, so does everybody else.
Exactly.
And we just told you, everybody's outside in the summertime.
Literally.
Versus in the other seasons of the year where travel is different for different people. Please book those activities now.
Yeah, like if you're trying to get on the bamboo raft.
They will book up, I should say.
And if you see the bamboo rafts in the summertime, they be popping.
Yes.
Like, so if you're trying to get on a bamboo raft or whatever, maybe the clear boat, whatever the hot commodity
activity
is, you are not the only person who wants to get on that car boat in Dubai. You are not the only person who want to do the clear boat photo shoot in Turks. Like,
yes.
Do not wait until you're in destination thinking that you're going to be able to, like, oh yeah, this day I'm going to do it. Like, no, you're not. You're not doing that this day.
And not.
We do not. And also, a lot of activities and excursions, they are only available on certain days.
That's true.
So depending on what days you're traveling, you want to, you definitely want to do an activity, you may have to change your travel dates. Because if you're going Monday through Thursday, it might be a weekend only activity.
That's definitely something to consider.
So if that's something that you have to do in this destination, be mindful of the availability prior to booking your trip and your dates, so you know that it matches up. Because I've done that where clients are like, oh, we want to do this. I'm like, that's only on Tuesdays through Saturday or whatever.
Like, you leave Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So making sure that excursion is available on that day.
That's a very, very good point, Jazz. Yeah. Very good point.
This should have been number one. Travel insurance.
Please.
Now we advise travel insurance all the time, but especially during the summer, because like we said, cancellations, delays, anything can throw you off. But also something personal may affect it. So that way you have that protection to get a credit, a travel credit, a refund, at any time before departure.
Yeah, and anything can happen. Like, the reality is anything can happen. So better be safe than sorry, and allow yourself to cancel for any reason and receive your investment back to you in some form.
Right.
And the key phrase is cancel for any reason. So if you are purchasing travel insurance, which is different from travel protection, when you're purchasing travel insurance, you want to make sure that it says cancel for any reason. So that means you don't need to submit the death certificate for this person. And like, some of the insurances be wanting you to send your next arm.
Yeah, seriously.
In
your
order
first
to
child.
get,
It's like, we'll give you a refund when you give us that baby.
Literally, like that's how it feels. It's like, you know what?
$300. Just give
Never
it
mind.
back.
Like, and they're kind of banking on the never mind. I feel like, because that's me. I'm like, not worth my time.
Absolutely. Those companies 1,000% bank on the never mind, because they cost so much. Like, it's like, you know what? You could keep it.
Keep it. So that has happened. That has happened to me. That's a true story. And I'm just like, y'all got it. But again, that's why I make sure it says cancel for any reason.
Any reason.
If you're purchasing the travel insurance, if you're purchasing travel protection, which typically covers you all the way up until the vacation to get any cancellations, anything, and all of that, and get your money back up until travel, then that also make sure it includes, you getting your credit or your full refund. But
absolutely.
Also, though, with travel insurance specifically, check your credit card.
Yes.
because a lot of credit cards include travel insurance.
Yep.
So that's a little tip.
Yep, especially if you're using those travel cards like we're always telling you to. Most of them have that insurance attached to travel purchases.
Correct. And that's the other part. It's like if you have to buy the travel
with that card. Absolutely. So, know the rule. So if you have a card that does have that, that's the card you want to use for
purchasing your trip.
Exactly. So worst come to worst, your credit card has that insurance in place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because y'all don't be knowing, but we finna tell you.
Okay. Because a lot of people don't know that.
They don't. And I mean, I guess that's why you listen to this podcast. But alrighty. Last but not least,
our favorite.
Know your rights. Okay, you're gonna be traveling this summer, and the reality is
they're gonna try you.
Somebody gonna try you, whether it be your flight is delayed, or whether it be they just told you this flight is not happening today, it is canceled. Know your rights, and we've talked about this before. The airline customer service dashboard. We'll link it in the show notes. It gives you the list of everything in every airline and what you're entitled to based on the inconvenience that occurs. It's literally a dashboard. So it says American Airlines, and then it gives you 2-hour delay, 4-hour delay, and then it tells you what you're entitled to when those things occur. So please, please, please know your rights. Because like Jasmine said, they're going to try you in the summer.
Especially
it's going to happen.
Because going back to what we keep saying, it's super busy.
Yes.
Everyone's traveling. So you have to understand that the airport staff, the airline staff, everyone's overwhelmed. Like it's their job.
Overwhelmed and overworked.
It's their job times 10. So when those inconveniences do happen, because they do, they're going to just try to do the quickest thing to get everything handled. So if you got 120 people with a flight delay or a flight cancellation, you're going to do whatever the easiest thing is, which is nothing.
That's facts. Unless you ask.
And say, if you need to rebook, email me. Yes. Go on the website or something like that, so that you just also have to look at it from that standpoint. So you be that person who knows your rights, because they're going to try you.
And then also, like you said, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to necessarily just volunteer that information.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, you can sit here, or...
I wonder if that's like a rule, if they don't have to tell you.
I mean, I don't think it's a rule, because honestly, I think it depends on the airline.
Because they be getting away with murder sometimes.
I think it depends on the airline, because if I think Spirit, when they canceled those flights in Punta Cana for the advisors, the advisors had their stuff in their email before they landed in the next destination, and they didn't have to say or do anything.
So, going back to the goddess smell, that's why. Yeah, just know your rights.
Going back to goddess smell. That's why they number 2.
That's so right, because Frontier was not the same in the case.
They said, you want what?
Yeah.
They said, let me get my manager.
Yeah. No, I said, go get your manager, because what is happening? Craziness.
So please don't be that person, guys. Just know your rights, so that way you can ask for what you're required or what you're entitled to, whether, or instead of waiting for somebody to tell you, essentially.
Because they might not.
All right. Most important summer travel tip. What would you say?
Book now.
Yes. I actually may have to second that.
Most important.
I may have to second that.
I mean, everything else follows suit.
Because if you're still sitting there wondering what you're going to do, number one, you need to just contact Travel Guides International, because you clearly don't know.
Period.
But number 2, time is running out.
So you need to contact us now.
Now, yes, because everything that you're probably seeing is high.
Yes.
It's just high.
It is high.
Depending on what you want to do, if you want to have multiple experiences this summer, chances are you might be limited to one if you're still waiting.
Absolutely.
Because the price is the price.
And time is flying.
Time is flying.
Time is flying.
I'm just like, what are we doing? How do we get here? What's going on? So yeah, I mean, like you said, y'all probably still sitting there. So now just contact Travel Guides International, because we got you. Because if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Guides International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next unforgettable summer vacation to life.
Period. And we're getting you outside this summer, so visit us at travelgoddessintl.com, and we're going to plan that summer vacation.
Sorry, y'all. I know y'all saw my face because I know it was on a wide, and our producer is opening up a bag of candy, just distracting. Anyway, it's time for this travel deal of the week because I got to get out of here now. The travel deal of the week: 6 days and 5 nights in Santorini. Yes. When I saw this, I was like, oh, this snapped. Yes, early October. Friday to Thursday, and round trip flights via Finnair. Stay from JFK. Staying at, which I thought was like the bee's knees of this whole entire travel deal. Staying at hotel accommodations, the Suites of Gods, which is this 5-star luxury, beautiful property.
It sounds all that. I mean,
oh my goodness, go to the website. Yeah. It is stunning. I was like, what? How? Wait, what?
Sweet to the gods. In Santorini, it just sounds very dreamy.
The room that's included with this deal is a bi-level loft room overlooking the caldera. I said, y'all.
Snapped.
It snapped. It really snapped. So all of that. Sorry, our producer looked it up while we're saying this. All of that for $1,500 a person. And if you know anything, number one, about Greece, but number two, about Santorini, that is a steal, child.
Yes.
That's a steal. The flights to Greece are low. Maybe won't run you $1,200.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a flight.
Especially to Santorini because it's an international airport, yes, but it's a smaller airport. And so you typically have to stop in Athens and then connect to Santorini. And it's just expensive. It's expensive to do all of that.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I mean, Greece is, they're a well-to-do destination. So
absolutely.
Rates be rating, okay? They know their worth over there.
Which I love.
$1,500 for all of this, but more importantly, this hotel.
Yeah. The name alone, I'm sold.
Like when I looked up this hotel, I was like, I need to be here. It's giving. So do yourself a favor. Number one, book this travel deal because that's how much I love y'all. It's a standard deal.
Period.
Don't even know how that happened. Maybe just wanted to show off that this was a deal. But it's a standard deal, so no membership is required. But technically, y'all already know. That little $9 a month.
Come on.
Go ahead and do
Get
yourself a favor.
Premium deals, because if this is a standard, who knows what's on the other side of the paywall.
I mean, I do know, and it's worth it. But yes, you can find the information on our website for this deal and more, because Santorini in the fall.
Yeah. Basically a full week. That's great. Leaving on Friday.
Yeah. Yep. I'm done.
Full weekend. Come on.
I'm done. That's it. That's all I got for y'all today. That's it. Yep.
Well, hopefully you can get brunch while you're in Greece.
Yes, because it's time to get brunchy.
Period. So this week's Brunch Abroad, we actually going a little down south to NOLA.
Yes.
So the infamous ruby slippers. I don't know if y'all know NOLA, y'all might have heard of it. It's right in the French Quarter. I think they actually have a couple locations. But they are known for their brunch, like just across the board. Great food, and y'all know New Orleans is known for their food. So
yes,
one of the best brunches.
Is it an everyday brunch or weekend?
Every day. Every day. Yep. Like that is their thing.
Yeah. So brunch is their thing.
That's their thing.
What they got? Like, is it given bottomless?
I don't think they do bottomless. I know they do like flights and stuff like that.
Okay.
They definitely have cocktails, but the food is
all right. You
really makes them. Yeah. And they are known for like a big red slipper outside, literally the ruby slipper. So real cute place too.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yes, New Orleans.
I was just about to say New Orleans.
Always a hit.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Always gonna hit. I'm thinking about it now. I'm too hungry.
Yeah, that's facts.
Too hungry to talk about New Orleans.
Fair enough. All right. Well, last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. What's your favorite season to visit Europe?
That is a good one.
I know, because it's Europe gives different things at
different times of the year. And I've been at different times. But I would say summer. I would say summer.
I just want you to know, anybody who says summer, you ballin'. Because Europe in the summer,
so expensive.
it's gonna run you,
and it's so busy. I mean, we've been talking about that this whole episode, but like Europe is so busy in the summer.
It is, because Europe is also on summer break.
Yes, it's so big, but
they're traveling and we're traveling.
It's a vibe. Like, and just vibe. I mean, personally, I enjoy being able to like enjoy the weather versus like, it can get cold.
It can.
And again, I've been there where it was cold and I was layered up and, and it's like, I would prefer when it's sunny.
Yeah, that's actually very, very true. I too have visited Europe in its different seasonalities. And I'm like, while I enjoy the summer, I just cannot get down with the busyness of everybody on top of everybody.
It's so
for
busy.
Me, I'm going to choose spring. And now your spring Europe experience, you have to kind of be prepared where it could be cool or it could be warm.
Yeah.
Because when I was in Greece for the first time, I went like a late April, early May. And so there was the first 2 days in Athens was hot. I was like, woo, child, walking around. I was like, this is a lot.
Oh, really?
Especially at the Acropolis where the sun is just
on you.
But then I went to out of Athens and went to like the islands. I went to Paros first and then Santorini after. And there was more of a breeze.
Cooler.
Like I was like, okay, like long sleeves, maybe a little sweater.
Okay.
But it was still like a good time of
balance,
the year.
Yeah. Did it rain?
It didn't rain at all.
Good.
And obviously just much less crowds.
Yeah.
And also, better rates during that time too, because it's kind of like a lower season going into summer.
Good to know.
So yeah, like Europe, if you're okay with like, I might need a light jacket or a little sweater.
Yeah.
That April, May, and then again, that September, October pocket is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But if you're like Jazz and you like sun,
Give me the sun.
then summertime is for you, but it is going to both cost you and also probably overwhelm you because the people, they are outside.
Yeah, that's the theme of the episode. People are outside this summer. Every summer, you need to be outside this summer.
Yes, you need to go ahead and book your stuff.
Period.
Well, maybe if you haven't been yet to Europe, book and figure out what season you like. But if you have been, drop it in the comments and let us know what is your favorite season to visit Europe. Now I want to go to Europe now.
I know.
Because we didn't talk about the travel deal. Then we didn't talk about the question of the day.
The
I didn't do that on purpose. But now I'm like, dang, I need to be there. Alrighty. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok, 𝗓𝗡𝗄_𝑠exy.
And of course, if you have a product or a service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@𝗓𝗡𝗄𝗋𝑠exy.com.
Yes, and leave us reviews. We value your feedback. It allows us to know what we're doing good, what you don't like, what you want to hear. So feel free to leave us feedback. And you can also send us an email if there's anything specific that you want us to talk about.
We would love to talk about your topics of interest so that way you can stick around.
Period.
I think that's our episode.
Yeah. See y'all next week and see y'all in Bali.
See y'all in Bali. Bye.